Look at this. Does this look familiar? It's a Mr. Toad car in a dining room. What in the world is happening? It's the Sometimes Vlog. It's a vlog that happens sometimes, and sometimes it happens with original 1955 Mr. Toad cars that I want to touch and rub my body all over. And actually, not only is it the Sometimes Vlog, but what will explain the Mr. Toad car being in the corner of a dining room is it's the Sometimes Bob.
Hey, you saw Winky. You met Winky.
Yeah, what is that, Bob?
Winky there's 11 others, friends of Winky. And on the opening day at Disneyland, they started carrying millions of people. And then years ago, he escaped from Disneyland, and he lives in my house. And at sunset, I sit in that car. It's English. I sit on the right side with a glass of wine, and I drink and drive. Really?
Disney Imagineer and legend Bob Gurr, everybody. We're here at Bob Gurr's house, where you sit on the right side of the Mr. Toad car. Winky.
Yes, my father was English. Why not sit on the right side of the car?
You know, I never noticed the steering wheels were on the right side of the car before. I just learned something very obvious, and I feel foolish. Thanks, Bob. Look at that. Bob Gurr sits right here and has a martini. Bob Gurr used to work for Walt Disney.
Yes.
What was Walt like, Bob?
Walt was the most fascinating guy. He was like a god, but at the same time, he wanted to be friends with everybody that worked with him.
But he was like a god.
Yeah, but you had to get used to the fact that, not be scared of him, because you got to talk to get your ideas all done.
Did you ever just try to touch him when you would walk by without him noticing?
No,
I would have tried to touch him.
But he asked me to drive him one day to Art Center College, and he sat in the back seat and says, "You know where it is, you drive me down there."
Actually, I was going to ask you that on a serious note. Now that Walt Disney is almost like a godlike figure to everyone in the whole world, just before I move on to the rest of your living room, is it weird for you? Like, he was just the guy I knew. How weird. Or did you think of him like a god then as well?
No. He has all the ideas. He wants people to figure stuff out. Let's say he's got the dream.
Yeah.
They come to guys like me who can make that dream into physical reality. He did that with everybody. His ideas wouldn't be any good unless he had artists, designers, engineers, sculptors,
so
writers.
You're saying that Walt was the mind behind the magic, but you were the power.
Yeah. Well, that sounds cool. I like that.
You should keep that. You should keep that. I'll give that. You can have that one.
Yeah, he can have an idea for, say, an Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
But if there's no mechanical parts in the Lincoln won't even run.
So, Bob.
So, you see, Lincoln, mechanical is the power.
See, the power. Bob is the power behind all of your favorite Disney attractions. The submarines. What else? What do we got? The submarines, the monorail.
We don't have that much time.
We don't have enough time because you built over 200 of them.
250 jobs in 45 years.
So you can Google, Bob. You have a Wikipedia probably or something?
No.
No?
No.
Probably.
Oh, they can go to Facebook. There's a Bob Gurr
There's
site.
probably something about you out there somewhere. You have some books or something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can learn about Bob later.
They were all sold.
Let's learn about your living room now. What the heck is that?
That is Honeysuckle Ambrosia Hippotomene. She used to work in a restaurant called Rivertown, which went out of business. But she's actually very sweet. Look, she's very, she's very buxom. If you can visualize.
Yes, she is, Bob. Yes, she is. Very. I like the way you did that with tact. She's very buxom.
Buxom, yes.
Most hippopotamus.
Most hippopotamuses are not quite like that. Anyway, but she guards the dining room here.
I like that.
Yeah, and then her friend Winky sits on the other side.
Can I sit in Winky?
You can sit in
Winky
Winky,
structurally
yes.
sound. So, you designed a lot of the ride vehicles in Disneyland. And then when I came here, I said, "Oh, so you designed this, so they gave it to you." But then you told me you didn't actually design this one, right?
Bruce Bushman, a very famous Disney artist, he made a drawing of the car, and Aero Development built it.
If you had designed this, you probably wouldn't want it in here, right? You'd be like, "I don't want my own stuff," or would you? Like if I offered you a monorail.
Look, it's red.
Oh, right.
Okay,
like the shoes.
Yes, like the red shoes.
And the coat.
Here.
Or here, come sit in here, Bob.
It's a match. It's a match. Look at this.
We need it. Oh.
There you go.
And you built the original monorail. Wait, sit in here for 1 second.
All right.
Because I've been doing this thing at Disneyland where I walk around and I
All
notice
right,
people
now-
taking pictures, and I say, "Look it, let's take a fun one, a fun pic."
Yes. All right, but you got to watch
Ready?
out.
Oh, what?
I have to drive, but the steering wheel's on your
Oh,
side.
okay.
So
Awkward.
are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready. As long as we take a fun pic. Ready?
We got to wind it up, and here we go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, it's got automatic transmission.
Ah!
Yes.
We
away
did it.
go.
We took a fun pic. Okay, what else do we have in your living room of treasures, Bob?
If you start now, we can finish on Tuesday because it's only Friday right now. So
Okay.
let's go.
Well, we'll just see a couple of things. Wait, is it true that you built... Okay, I want to ask you something, and I know you're probably not legally allowed to answer this, but it's for the Sometimes vlog, so I think it's okay to make an exception. Is it true that you designed Walt's cryogenic freezing chamber?
You were never supposed to find out about that.
Okay.
Even
So
the
it's not true.
the family doesn't know I did it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not true,
so
everybody.
Keep
it.
Yeah, it's not true. Yes,
Not true.
All right.
Okay. So what else do we have here?
Maybe it's not true.
The hippopotamus, by the way, is very... So did you design that or have anything to do with that, or they just wanted you to have
No,
it?
I was working with a small company developing the mechanical design of creatures. And so it would be logical to design a mechanical hippopotamus if I've designed a mechanical president of the United States.
So you built Lincoln, the real
You
one.
want to see it?
The real. Yes.
Oh,
Let's
come
look at
on,
Lincoln.
Go this way. All right.
Let's go past your Disney Legend window, Main Street window thing that they gave you. Whoa! Look at this. King Kong, these masks, and look at this.
If you want to see Abraham Lincoln's gizzard, it's right in here.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, right there.
Look, it's
That's
Abraham
the
Lincoln's
gizzard.
gizzard.
Yes, and all his bodily parts that you're
Ooh.
never allowed to see.
Abraham Lincoln's
Yes,
bodily
they're all in
parts.
here.
Wait, where's his wishbone?
The wishbone. It was political. You can't. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You can't put the
it won't work.
wishbone
They
in.
don't have wishbones because if he had a wishbone, he'd be a turkey.
Yesterday was Thanksgiving. How did you
Yeah.
spend Thanksgiving?
Eating half of a 25-pound turkey.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good.
But anyway, this is all the secret mechanical bits and pieces that will cause an animated figure to move.
And this is one of the
This-
first ever, right?
This
The first
is the
human.
absolutely first believable, actual working robotic human in the planet.
And you built
Walt
him.
wanted this so bad, and he gave me the job to design all of the mechanical part except the head and the hands. The head and the hands.
So how did you
first?
first? Oh, so that's why there's no hands. No
Yeah,
hands.
no head, no
How
hands.
did you first hear that? Did Walt
This
just
is-
walk
this
into
is-
your office one day and say, "Hi"?
No, he called me over to the studio and he showed me a Lincoln that they'd been building for a year and it didn't work. And he was very mad. He says, "Bobby, I want twice as much motions and I want half as much weight. And I want you to get started right now."
Sounds like looking for a new girlfriend.
So,
No.
yeah, well, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll let that
it's
one-
a similar kind of a deal.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, the other thing was heavy iron machinery. You know,
Okay.
Machine shop stuff.
Right.
I immediately saw this as, see all these little tubes?
Yeah.
I saw this as an airplane fuselage with small little Fafner bearings, aircraft type technical details. So this could be a very lightweight figure. And then at the same time, we had all these pneumatic servos that took up a lot of room. And had he wanted Grover Cleveland, who guy weighed 400 pounds, I would have had room for all the parts. No,
Right.
He wants a skinny little tall guy, and to get all
Like
the
us,
stuff
Bob.
in this thing.
Like us.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a typical ectomorph.
So
But this is a headless ectomorph, a president of the United States. We've had a lot of headless presidents ever since.
That's
but
true.
this is an example of a mechanical one.
we have you to thank for all of the animatronics and pirates and all these different things because you made the first one that worked. But if robots take over the world, we also have you to blame.
Yes, if you don't like that, well, go ahead and blame me for that.
Also, you have a giant face of King Kong behind us in your foyer.
30-foot tall King Kong. This is the Hall of Faces. The biggest face, obviously, is the 30-foot tall King Kong. He used to work at Universal Studios Hollywood for 22 years before he burned up in a fire.
Because you helped build that giant animatronic
Yes.
monkey that used to, well, ape,
Ape. Okay.
that used to
You
terrify
wanna
me as a
understand?
child.
Yes, I can show you over here.
Okay. Look at this.
This is
Look at this.
King Kong. King Kong is animated. And this
Whoa,
is
how did that...
how all the parts work
What
on
just
the
happened
inside
there?
of it.
His head.
His head?
Yeah.
Well, I turned it and I did this right here. He's alive.
So-
The shoulders go up and down. The body turns.
So
forward
this is
bend.
your working mechanical model
Yeah.
for how you built that giant 30-foot
Yes.
King Kong.
It's simple. There's nothing to it.
That's so
30
sad.
foot tall, right to there.
It's so sad that he burned down.
No, it's good.
It's good.
You know why?
Why? Because then they can pay you to do another one.
He died when he was 22. Now, what if he'd lived? He would be really, really old. James Dean. What if James Dean didn't die at 22? He'd be 85 today. Who
You're
would go
right.
see an 85-year-old James Dean movie?
You're
But
right.
everybody now has a memory of the king.
And we can all tell everyone who never saw it how awesome it was and how they
Yes.
missed out. Just like you can tell us
That's
about
right.
Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland
That's
and
right.
Chicken of the Sea restaurant and Disneyland things. You can be like, it was the greatest. You'll never experience anything like
secrets
it.
are all over here.
And Walt, you met Walt. We never met Walt.
I
So you
know.
can tell us how great he was.
We work together.
Ah.
You don't meet Walt. You work with Walt.
Walt didn't, you know what? It didn't seem like he had a lot of chums that he just hung out with on the couch and drank beer with or watched football
Never
with.
did that.
He seemed like the type of person like me that just works
20
all the time.
24 hours a day thinking about his projects.
I like that. Walt. So there really was no personal Walt, just a work Walt kind of.
Yeah, he was actually a working Walt.
A working Walt.
Yeah.
Nobody built him.
Yeah. And if you weren't working really good, he found a new place for you. He would give you an office and then forgot to give you a telephone number and forgot to send the mail to you. And if you left at the end of the week, he figured you were quite intelligent. And if you waited to the end of the month, he figured out you were as dumb as he thought.
I like that. And I also like this. I was noticing this earlier.
Well, yes.
I like that wisdom here.
A good friend will bail you out of jail, but a true friend will be there with you saying, damn, that was fun.
I like that.
So, working at Wet Enterprises, that is what I would say about working at Wet Enterprises up to the day that I got fired. Damn, that was fun.
And they're working on a Bob Gurr documentary, which will explain, you told me earlier, which will explain the whole story of working for Walt in the early days.
And we answer all the questions, the secret questions people wanted. It's called Bob Gurr Dreams to Reality.
When is that coming?
Next year.
Oh, excited.
It's secret.
I'm so excited, Bob. I don't know if I can wait. I don't know if I can wait. Okay, so, and then being one of the first Imagineers, what Imagineer number were you?
I was in the first group of...
Because WED, you keep saying WED. Some people don't know what WED is.
No, there were
Walter Elias Disney.
No, there was 18 people that Walt hired.
Okay.
18 people. 7 was outside the company, 11 from inside the Walt Disney Productions Company.
To make a separate company to work on Disneyland.
Specifically Disneyland. Out of that original 18, there's 2 of us still alive. And the other fellow is 97, wheelchair, doesn't get out a lot. I'm only 84, so I mountain bike.
He's only 84.
I do all this other stuff. So I'm only one guy away from being last man standing.
Yes. Bob, the greatest thing is you're 84 and you have twice as much energy. You're the only one that can keep up with me.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that. Okay. What else? What else? How about just the living room, and then I'll leave you alone so you can go home and sleep well. Look at this.
I'm already home and I sleep well.
Wait, I was gonna say something. Where's your Disney Legend tag? You're a Disney Legend, so they give you a Disney Legend name tag.
Oh.
Question number 1: can you just walk into Disneyland at any time with that? They don't even check your ID. Look at that. Can I touch it? Wow.
Yeah.
Some of the legend just rubbed off on me.
That way I can tell who I am after.
That way
Martini.
you can tell who you are?
Yes, because I can wear this at any time.
So when you walk to the front gate of Disneyland with that, do they just let you walk in?
Sure.
They don't ever ask you for an annual pass or a ticket. I'm
No.
assuming you just walk up and say,
Yeah. Well,
I'm Bob.
I have a silver pass.
Can you walk in the back door?
You're not supposed to, but I do it all the time.
I love that about you. Actually, the first time I ever saw you, Bob, I think you were driving the fire truck down the street. Do they let you drive it when you go there? You built the fire truck on Main Street and all the other stuff.
Well, they give me a ride all the time.
Oh yeah, and we just did this. I just uploaded this Random Line video, Main Street versus Main Street. And I asked you this earlier, but just so they know, in the video I was trying to figure out whether the omnibus at Walt Disney World was the same size as the one in Disneyland, and Bob says it is.
The body design is exactly the same.
He designed it.
We just changed the chassis part.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is store-bought stuff.
So it looked different to me, and that's because I'm stupid, not because you did something different.
No, there's just a slight difference, but it's hard to tell unless you look at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But same size.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
size. All the mysterious questions answered. Here's Bob Gurr's fun living room. Wait, Bob, come here. Look at your fun living room. Let's take a fun pic. Fun pic.
Ooh, all right. Okay, follow me. Here we go.
Okay,
here we go.
The
All
rapid
right.
lightning tour.
All right. I was a pilot for 50 years, flying gliders, which means I'm in the air. I can't keep it up with no motor. That's
Right,
what I do.
right.
There's my favorite airplane, the GB.
The GB.
The Dreamliner. The Airbus A380.
I'm going to fly on one of those someday.
Who's this?
Hashtag goals. Stitch.
Stitch. Here's a
Stitch.
puppet.
What?
I have a Stitch puppet.
I didn't notice that.
Yes,
A Stitch puppet?
I make him talk from
Where
time
did
to
you
time.
get that Stitch puppet? I want a
Oh.
Stitch puppet.
Terry Hardin.
Harry Hardin makes puppets?
Godzilla. Remember I did the Godzilla movie?
Oh.
There's Godzilla. There's Godzilla.
Godzilla 2000?
No, that's the 1990. What the heck was it? It works somewhere.
Ah, that is literally terrifying, Bob. Then there's a can of Tecate, but that's for later.
That's a Rolly Crump's work of art.
Rolly Crump work of
Yes,
art.
there's
Ooh.
Vans. Custom
Bob
made.
Gurr's custom shoes.
Monorail shoes.
Speaking
Monorail
of shoes, you have a giant shoe over here. What is this? What is this giant shoe, Bob?
That is a thank you note. That's a Shaq O'Neal.
Look at the size of that
Look at
shoe. Look at the size of that shoe.
His shoe's bigger than
Look
my
at the
whole
size
head.
of that
Look
shoe.
at that. That's a Shaq O'Neal
And look
shoe.
at these
Yeah.
monorails.
Hey.
Sexy monorails. Why did they take off the sexy taillights off the monorails?
Because when we backed it up at night, they'd bump into the beam,
Ah.
and we sawed them off.
No.
Yeah.
Well, so this is your original
Yeah,
concept.
that was right on, just like the size and style of a '59 Cadillac.
Ah, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, Bob. A beautiful thing. Okay, well, I've intruded upon your kindness for long enough. The reason I'm here at Bob Gurr's house is because hiding in the other room are a bunch of people who just filmed an interview with Bob Gurr for a HauntedOC.com event. They're going to have Bob Gurr
And
come.
here she is.
Hi, Jennifer. There's
This is
Genevieve
this
and
is
Frank.
my interviewer.
They're from west of the Rockies.
Right.
It's a thing that they do.
There's the head
And
haunt
then there's
right there.
Ernie from
Yes.
HauntedOC.com, and they're
Right.
throwing a Bob Gurr event in January. January 30th in Santa Ana, California, and Bob will talk about the Haunted Mansion and other things in a way that
I
makes a
will-
lot more sense than
I
when I'm
will
running
answer-
around.
I will answer all the questions, and the ones that I don't, I will make them up, and you'll never know the difference.
Bob's going to answer
That's
every
why this
question.
event is so expensive. How many people can make up answers for things that never were?
Other than me,
Yeah.
just you. That's it. Okay. Thank you very much, Bob. Thanks, everybody else, for hiding as we moved around. You never knew they were there. That's why they're Haunted OC, because they're actually ghosts. Goodbye, everybody. Live fast, die poor.spreadshirt.com. You've done your duty. Now go to Bob Gurr's home and sleep well.